Everybody is going at Alexandria Ocasio Cortez for opposing the Amazon deal. But here's where she's right. If Amazon put their headquarters in Queens, it would have made the rent exorbitantly high, and the only people who could have afforded to live there was people who worked at Amazon or people that worked very high-paying jobs. So guys, this is GN Guy. If you like my content, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe. So Alexandria Ocasio Cortez, she's being decried by the mayor of New York as well as the governor of New York State, Andrew Cuomo, and Bill de Blasio. This is some people might have called a civil war in the left wing, but I think Alexandria Ocasio Cortez was right to do what she did. See, the place where Amazon would have put their headquarters is right around here. As you can see, it's across the street from New York Harbor to Manhattan. And this area, I grew up around this area, and I remember this area being pretty derelict and pretty sparse, and it was a shitty. Hunter's Point wasn't known as a good area. It's right by the river, and nobody lives around there. It's a warehouse district. But anyways, it would have been if Amazon moved about 25,000 jobs in that location, that would have made this into the new I want to say Soho. It would have made them into where Vice did their headquarters in Brooklyn. It would have made the same effect as Vice in Brooklyn. Amazon would have had the same effect to Queens as Vice did to Brooklyn. It made rent even higher and gentrified the area, as well as like made it a haven for hipsters and people that people that thought alike and worked in the same tech industry. It's like San Francisco. So it would have made Queens and the Brooklyn that's close to New York City, it would have made it a lot like San Francisco. And I'm glad that isn't going to happen. But there's still, even though Amazon moved out, there's still some saving grace to it. So this space right here, it's not going to go anywhere. It's already in this place that Amazon was going to make their offices in. It still exists. And instead of Amazon moving in, a lot of smaller offices, they could move in. And instead of them being hegemonic and getting certain subsidies, it would bring in a lot of different people. A lot of different companies that would have given it a little bit more variety. Even though that still affects it in some ways that Amazon might have affected it, it's gonna have less of an effect because it's not such a hegemonic, huge organization like Amazon. Amazon's the biggest company in the world, and do you know how much power it has over even cities like New York City? They're getting a $3 billion tax cut. Yeah, sure, they're probably paying like. Think of it like this: they're paying like $5 billion in taxes, but as an incentive, New York City is gonna like, hey, we're gonna give you this a lower tax rate. We're gonna deduct this amount from your taxes because we want you to come here. That's completely fine. That is not like Alexandria Ocasio Cortez says. That is not cutting a check to Amazon. Sure, figuratively you could say that, but that is completely misrepresenting the truth. The fact of the matter is, these small companies are gonna have a lot less of a leverage to put up. To ask for less taxes, and that's gonna, at the end of the day, that's gonna give a lot more back to the city. But this is something that tends to happen. Neighborhoods tend to change, tends to gentrify. But if a huge organization like Amazon does, it supersedes the power of the people. Like, sure, that sounds a little communist to you, but think about it. If you live in this neighborhood, do you want it to be filled with hipsters and like leftists? Do you want people that work at Vice to work there? And it's going to be office space, so it's probably going to be like yuppies instead of hipsters. And, they might be lefty. Yeah, New York City is already liberal, but, you don't want your neighborhood to change. That's just a general notion of, that's just how people just don't want that to happen. So this area is it's a pretty nice place to have an office space. There's office spaces right here. There's like hardly any apartment buildings. It's close to the subway and it's close to the highway too. You could take this to New York. Like you could go get on this, go to Brooklyn. You go to Queens. You could stay on this for 45 minutes. You can go to the Bronx. It's simple as that. It's a main artery in the New York City traffic system. So that's I think that's not a bad thing. What happened here? I think there's gonna be more companies that move in that are not gonna have as much of an effect as Amazon is. So you can see a lot of these buildings over here. Most of these places are office spaces, and there's hardly any apartments. And even if they are, they're like the minority in this neighborhood. But the thing is about it's good. I'm happy Amazon is not gonna be in New York City, because New York City has a lot of liberals, and it's not like San Francisco. You don't want these organizations in like one special place. Yeah, it works. That works good for the company's benefit, but just the way that like all these tech industries are in Silicon Valley, and it's all filled with liberals and leftists who have same mindset, same echo chamber, and they have a bias against conservatives and people that are not exactly as liberal as they are. They have a bias against people like that, and I'm happy that Amazon's moving out of this neighborhood, because hopefully they could find a nice place in Virginia or someplace not New York or not one of these coastal hubs. They can move to Texas. Texas is awesome. I want to move to Texas too. So definitely, that's definitely something I want to do in the future. But I think it's good that it's not in New York City. Sure, Amazon's gone, and Cuomo and De Blasio are not gonna get their way, and I don't like those people. They're jerks too. But it's not. There's always a silver lining to this. There's gonna be different companies that come that are gonna pay the same amount of rent. Well, they're probably gonna not pay as less as Amazon in taxes, but I'm pretty sure the landlords of this area are gonna still charge the same rent. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for listening. If you like my content, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe.